All right. Here we be. It's going to do a little surprise live. It's so cold here. I have nothing else to do. Where's the best light? I guess that's not too bad. Right on. Let's see if anybody jumps on. Who we got? 4 people. Somebody say hi. I don't know who's here. Who do we got? Oh, Digwell. How we doing, Steve-O? Danny, how are you, brother? Come on, ça va? Catherine Ivy, hi. How are you? Willie. Give you a spanner there, Willie. Oh, hey, Marcy, how are you? How you holding out through winter, dear? About the same as the rest of us, wishing that it was over. Let's see here. Making it work, bro. Danny, how's the greenhouses and everything coming along? Haven't seen an update from you in a while there, buddy. Hey, Ellie. Hello, Kelly. How are you, my friends? Kelly, Miss Motivation. Taking a whole field, turning it into beautiful, beautiful gardens. Inspiring stuff, my friend. Ellie, you're eating sausage, mash, and peas. Okie doke. You don't want to be a mod. All right. Tough luck. Okay, so Marcy, you're up to a balmy -14. Well, let me share with you, my friends, the ridiculousness that has been my last little while. I'm going to try and keep up with your comments here too, if I can. But it has been -40 here. Yeah, it's the same Fahrenheit as it is in Celsius. It's just insanely cold. All across Western Canada has had some brutal cold. Hey, Davey, how are you, bud? Yeah, I mean, even out where William is, and it hardly ever gets snow out there. I mean, they got at least a foot, if not 2, out there. 6 feet of snow in the last few days, which, you know, whatever. It's not funny, but it is. I mean, it shuts that city down. They're totally not used to having that kind of snow. People don't know how to drive in it, and it shuts down a couple million people. 78 degrees there right now. Hey, Danny? I'll make sure that I remind you of our lovely temperatures when you're in 100 degrees at the end of February. Biblical. Hey, mate. How's it going, bud? Oh, you got friends within an hour of me, Marcy? Yeah, it's nuts. Marie Curry texted me the other day, and she's like, "This is insane," and I'm like, "No, I totally understand." My truck wouldn't start. What else do we got? We got a car that wouldn't start. Another truck that didn't start. So I've been just basically taking batteries out of vehicles, bringing them into the garage, warming them up, putting them on a trickle charge, go out, get one vehicle started. It's insane. Hey, Mike, how are you, bud? Am I staying warm? Well, kinda ish. I mean, you're north of me, so you know what this is all about. Absolutely ridiculous. I had Kelly, the UK loses it when it snows. You know, the snow. I guess it depends on where you're from and everything. The snow's not really that big a deal, but -40, like machinery doesn't like working in -40. Your skin freezes in, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds. It's so tough to breathe. I mean, your lungs just shrink up right away. So if you have any kind of a breathing issue, like I know the winter's sort of a catch-22 with my asthma, because I can go out, like if I'm having a tough time breathing, I can go out into the cold and it'll actually help get rid of some of the inflammation in the bronchial tubes. But on the other side of the coin, you know, I can go out there and be just fine and it'll shrink them and I'll feel like I'm, you know, having an asthma attack. -40 is mental. Yes. Yep, it is. Yeah, I know Ellie. Ellie was, talk to me. Well, you're gonna die, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. We just, we dress for it. We don't spend, you don't spend a lot of time outside. What are you doing, Gulliver? Diggy. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, the Falklands is, that's pretty, they got penguins and stuff down there, right? That's got to be pretty close to the Antarctica. Get out of here, kitty. Will your tongue stick to things that you lick? I'm not going to answer that question, Ellie. -40, yours would shrink. Buddy, I couldn't have put a coat hanger on it the other day. It is cold out there. Cold. Even my dog, he comes in from going outside. He's like hopping on two legs. Two of them are up in the air. It's pretty comical, really. Dinner time for Ellie. Danny. Been -4 at one time for 2 days. You didn't like that at all. Yeah, well, hey, what are you gonna do? So I had a pretty disappointing week, to be honest with you. Just to show you, obviously you can see, behind me there, I've got a full rack over here. I've got a full rack. I've got a full rack in my little window greenhouse, and I also have my my little greenhouse that's up against the garage door. That's full too. I had 4 markets set up and planned for this week. I had a Monday market in a town just like 20-25 minutes away, and it was whatever, -37. There was, I don't know, maybe like 30 people that came through the market. So I didn't have unbelievable success. The sales numbers weren't huge, but for the amount of people that came through, I feel like I did really well, and I had a lot of people excited about it. And hopefully when the weather, turns around, things will smarten up a little bit, and there'll be a little bit more traffic. I had 2 markets set up for yesterday, and I'd been dreaming about that day. I do one market, it's about an hour away, and I've been trying to get into this other market, which is up in Edmonton. It's a main city, about an hour and a half pardon me, away from here. And it's an artesian farmers market, so it's really artsy fartsy. It's in a school that's kind of, again, like an artsy fartsy school, or for higher learning, or something like that. Apparently all the teachers go through, all the parents go through. Apparently it's very hippie-ish. You know what I mean? My long hair, my patchouli, I think I should fit right in. So I've been trying to get in there. And apparently there was another microgreens person that was supposed to be coming. So they said no. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, competition? What's wrong with some competition? I have nothing against competition. I'm friendly. I'll smile. All my stuff looks absolutely gorgeous. So bummed me out a little bit about that. That person apparently flaked out. So I got the call. Hey, can you get into the market? Absolutely. So send them all the pictures. I put the little posts up on Facebook and all the rest of it. Oh, I was just pumped. A couple of my friends on here know I was pretty jacked about this. It was going to be a big day. I was going to be out the door at 7:30, and then my last market finished up at 7 at night. So it was going to be a long day, but what else? I don't have anything else to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want to do. I want to sell this stuff. So, anyway, late Thursday or Wednesday night, I start checking my Facebook, and yeah, both markets canceled. So it's like I had 16 trays of gorgeousness ready to go. So I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with all this stuff. So I've got a market coming up tomorrow. That's about an hour and a half away. It's a solid market, but it's still -1,000. So I really don't expect there to be an enormous amount of traffic. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm trying. I just need to be able to get into these markets. Locked up my first restaurant, which is pretty motivating, to be able to sell $50, $60, $70 every week to the same place. So I'm going to be working on getting a lot more markets coming up. I have to go back here and read some of these comments. Oh, you got a cold spell coming next week, Ellie? Yeah, like a spaceship with greens in here, hey? Exactly. No poop potatoes. No poop potatoes. 39 degrees. And you thought you were cold. 39, but 39. Like, I would like to remind you that is, and that's in Fahrenheit because you're in California, right? That's still above freezing, man. You know, when you put a dog dish outside and it doesn't turn into a block of ice, I still have a hard time calling that cold. Lived in a snow hole for a couple of days, Steve. Was that like military training, survival training in the winter? How did that? Yeah, hit us up a little more story from there. Oh, football talk. Yeah, an igloo type of thing. William, are you talking about Lester? Plus 40 is plenty cold for that Californian. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. We used to we had a meeting down in LA every January, and I'd bring people from my Canadian sales office down there, and we'd hit Venice Beach or whatever and be walking around. We'd all be in shorts and a t-shirt. Everyone down there is wearing jackets. Pretty funny. Oh, you dug it out of the side of a hill or dig well? Leeward side, hope. Don't eat yellow snow. Yeah, thanks, Callie. So was I. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, I've got a lot. I have a lot of microgreens right now that are just gorgeous and ready to go. Thanks, Marcy. It was, yeah, it was a little boost of confidence, you know, to be able to get that restaurant. So I'll just keep trying to build on that for sure. The ghostly mist when I opened my back door. Yeah, I've been Skyping with Ellie and Davey through a few of these horrible cold days, and you know, if I open that back door, it does look creepy. Eh? It looks like, you know, Hound of the Baskervilles fog just rolling into the garage. Pretty neat stuff. You're having a hard time keeping the duck water from freezing. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. I don't know if you have any power out there, Marcy. You know the wee little air pumps and the bubbler stones for aquariums? Give that a shot if you want to. It just creates enough agitation in the water that it's really tough for it to freeze over. That's my 2 cents worth, my dear. Survival training. Diggy, you're just a man, I tell you. You're a man of many talents. Kelly, your husband does the same thing, like the outdoor survival training, winter survival. It is a really, really good thing to know. You know, I mean, you just got to be careful, right? In temperatures like these, you can't, don't take stuff for granted. Don't go anywhere without assuming that your vehicle is going to break down, right? So then that means obviously like an appropriate thickness of jacket. Like even if you're just going out for dinner, I mean, you get stuck at the side of the road, it takes no time to be awfully darn chilly. Dug well. Davey's on fire. Yeah, Ron, Pacific permaculture. Yeah, no, it's different, right? You get used to those nice warm weather, and you know, whatever. A little bit of cool can seem pretty darn cold. No, there's nothing to envy about it. Honestly, there isn't. You know, I mean, sure, it's maybe neat to some people to be able to say. What did Davey? Weren't you telling me weren't you at school or something, and somebody was, you know, saying minus 20 or something like that, and then you pulled up my forecast and it's like, no, my buddy lives in minus 40 right now. Yeah, Marcy, I think it would be cheaper. And, you know, I mean, those things submerge, right? So, I mean, if they can keep the bubbler going, then the water's not going to freeze. They should be fine. You can pick those up at Walmart too. They're like super cheap, right? So even if it doesn't work, it's not a bunch of money out. Oh, Dan was a Marine for many years. Yeah, well, they got to be ready for just about anything, right? Hey, Benny, how are you? Alaska. Hey, you take that back. I'm in Canada, damn it. As soon as autumn arrived, you gotta make sure you got all your emergency kit packed in the truck. Yeah, it's just good standard operating procedure. Absolutely. You know, like, I mean, in the back of all of our vehicles, we got like the little emergency thing. So it's going to have the Mylar blanket in there. It's going to have some batteries. It's going to have a flashlight with the strobe things. It's going to have little reflectors that you can put out. It'll always have some weatherproof matches in there and a candle. You know, if you ever are stuck in your vehicle, just one little candle. One little candle. You light that up, and that'll keep the inside of the vehicle warm enough that you'll die slowly, not quickly. So, you know, there's a positive there. Oh, that's what it was, Davey. Yeah, you guys were in a cold room for meat, and it was whatever it was, minus 20 something in there. And and Davey's like, yeah, Ryan would be wearing a t-shirt. I think it's about minus 28 outside right now, minus 37 with the wind chill. So it's warming up, you know, which is really weird too, because on Tuesday, I believe, we're going to be +1 Celsius. So we're going to go from minus 40 to +1 in the span of 4 or 5 days. Dig well. Give your head a shake, brother. I'm not on some crazy New Year's diet or self-respect thing here. Flask of soup. Oh, Alaska was for Catherine. Okay, sorry, Benny. Catherine, is that where you're at? You're up in Alaska, are you? I think I did ask you once before. I'm not sure if you saw the response to your you know, to your comments. Nigel's in the house. Hey, Muddy Boots. How are you, my friend? Staying warmer than I am, I imagine. Spring will be here soon. You know, true story. True story. It is around the corner for most of us. You know, I mean, watching the UK gardeners getting a bunch of their, you know, their onions seeded out, and you know, it's nice. It's nice. I mean, totally jealous. Don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, I watch a lot of your videos, and it's like, okay, so add 4 months before, you know, 3-4 months before I'm able to do the same. Such a short growing season. Drink every time the temperature drops. Oh my stars, dude! I wouldn't be able to speak. Oh, okay, Southern Alaska. Maybe we did talk about that. You're in zone 6, I think. So yeah, I mean, Southern Alaska. I mean, well, you're getting that warmth off the water, aren't you? Right. So, I mean, you get a little farther inland, and we're talking samesies here. Marcy, it was pouring rain on Saturday out in Ontario. Yeah, Patty had said the same thing. She says it's raining. I'm like, what? What? We live in the same country. How's it raining? And I'm in minus 40. Plus temperatures next week. Davey, from the safety side of things, you carry a spade, candle, sleeping bag, fire starter gear, and a stove and a tent. Oh, and food for 3 days. And that's just to go to the grocery store, hey? You do a lot. You 3. Oh, thanks, Steve. I mean, I don't know if I do. How's your wonky wing? When's that come off anyway, by the way? Nigel, yeah. Was it late September? Late September or very, very early October, I did one full row, 30 inches by 45 feet. I got 500 garlic in. So they're in. They're going through a little bit of cold stratification right now. So we shall see. Might be able to see some of them starting to pop up in April, May for sure. So I'll know what my success rate was in 4 months. Oh, not the best place in the world to be when you love growing, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Greta, I you know, obviously, as we do in Canada here, we're checking out weather coast to coast, and I saw that you guys had another brutal storm rolling in. So yeah, if you can't stick around, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes. Obviously, stay safe to you and your family. Catherine, yeah, you're right on top of BC, so warmer than me. Yeah, hey, it's all good. Get it if you can. Your arm's okay? Good. What is the side thread this time, my friend? I don't know what that means. Hey, Blue Pony Farm. How you doing? Oh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Great little tune there. That, yeah. 150 km an hour winds and 80 centimeters of snow. 80 centimeters. What are we talking? That's 2.5, almost 3 feet. And that's wet snow out where you guys are. It's the coasts are the same, right? I mean, because of the oceans, there's no such thing as dry snow. So that is an incredibly wet, heavy snow, same as what Willie's dealing with right now. Stay safe, Greta. There's no point going out, to be perfectly honest, unless you absolutely have to. So great weather to be making soups and stews and sitting around. I got some competition with Mr. Colium in the microgreens. Oh, you think so, do you? Right? Yeah, Willie's taught me everything I know. So I'd like to thank him now, for taking the time to show me all that. No, it's seriously though, it's like Willie and I talk quite often, and man, we can just go on and on and on and on about the different microgreens, the different things that he's learned, the different things that I've learned. Seeding density, how wet the medium needs to be, keeping it in the light, keeping it in blackout stage for longer to kind of, blanch, certain things. Like we talk about, man, it's so fun. I'm going to go on a little ramble right now and just the microgreens have been so incredibly healthy for my noodle. It's a long, long winter. And, it's just so fun to be able, not only to be able to grow it. I mean, for me, it's enjoyable to get to market because that was a huge goal of mine, right? The interaction with people. The last couple of, in the last week and a half, I've had 2 people order off of Facebook, people that had purchased from me before at markets here before Christmas. So that was cool. Just the fact that you can get, in 10 days, you've got this entire start to finish harvest, and you can get it going on in a cycle. Willie and I both sow pretty much all the time, right? You've got trays that are at certain, like behind this rack, actually you can kind of see right there and down here, that's everything that's stacked up for the following week. And on Sunday, I'll be doing another, 30 trays worth for the end of the month and the start of February. I've got, I got into a market just outside of town here. So I've got 1 hour and a half away that I don't know, I'll see if the nephew wants to go to and whatever. So I'm going to have to get, I'm going to have to be on top of the ball when it comes to making sure that I have enough stuff for all of those. Let's see. What have I missed here? What have I missed? Marmalade. Buckle down, Greta. Absolutely. Hold on. Stop. Marcy, your microgreens go moldy every time. You give up. Nobody likes a quitter, Missy. To me, that's airflow. That's airflow. I mean, I have a fan right there, and that's on day and night. Day and night. It just washes over both the racks. I think another thing too is being really aware of the moisture content of your medium before you start seeding out. One thing that I've found is that it's really easy to get it too wet. It doesn't need to be sopping wet. I know with my sunflowers in particular, if I put them into, if the medium is too wet, they kind of sink into the medium when I put the weight on, and it doesn't give them the ability to breathe or to have airflow, and I'll have absolute crap germination. I really haven't ran into a lot of mold problems, but I have run into some shoddy germination. Yeah, here's an example. So this, I tried a tray of parsley. Where is that? I think you guys get the picture, right? So that's like about a 40% germination rate. I do believe that parsley is going to be one of those smaller seeds that doesn't benefit from the gravitropical forces of having the weight on there. So I'm going to try those again, but I'm going to try them without weight on them. Okay, Diggy. The biggest thing that you've learned is the ones that you don't like. So share with us which are the dastardly duo or the terrible three. Oh, new variety of rhubarb. Hey, there's a couple of different Canadian varieties that I see people growing out there. Well, I hope it does well for you, Biblical. I really do. A proper microgreens factory. Well, you know what? It's funny too. Eh? Like if I grabbed all the other trays that I have, like you'd think I'm insane. Like you can't possibly be selling all that. I'm like, no, not when the markets are canceled. Have I started sowing anything else other than microgreens? No, Benny, I haven't. Our last frost date is usually May 21st. So, yeah, it's still a ways to go. I might start some peppers, but I don't think peppers and tomatoes are really going to be in my game plan this year because obviously I've been kindly asked to get the fuck out of the farm there. I mean, get off the farm. So, I'm going to have a lot of my brain with tearing everything down and just kind of dealing with that I don't think I'm going to do any like real long crops. I mean, I'll do my carrots and my beets and my radish and my turnips. I'll probably do some patty pan and some zucchini because I mean those can really start kicking out production in a fairly short period of time. Plus all my greens, my spinach, arugulas, chards, kales, lettuces, and all that type of thing. So I don't know that there is a huge benefit, Benny, to me really getting anything started right now. I mean, if I was going to do anything, it would be it's a longer season type stuff. So, okay, guys, I know we still have quite a few people on here. Just give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Trying to catch up here. Even snowmen need greens. I hear you, Nancy. Is it mold or the hair roots? That's a good question there, Steve. Like to Marcy, because a lot of times those little micro roots, they can look like mold, right? Definitely moldy and slimy. Yeah, way too wet, dear. Way too wet. Do you top water or bottom water? And do you have drainage holes in the bottom? That's another thing that I'd ask you. Catherine, yes, yeah. There's a reason why you find it slow to germinate, because it's slow to germinate. Do you remember when Bill and Val? Bill was like, "I can't grow parsley." I'm like, "Dude, just put the seeds in the. You can grow parsley, man. Honest." Wonder if Harry and Megan will be new customers. I got to be honest. I'll sell to anybody, bud. Royal or not. Single man. What's going on, Eli? Will they be in Alberta? No, probably not. They'll probably stay out in the cultured and educated East. Chickenlandia minus 40. Yeah, that's pretty comical. That's pretty comical. Yeah, I think it was on my Christmas vid, Chickenlandia. You're like, wow, it looks so cold there. You must be Canadian. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's right. Davies played around with that King of the North pepper and a few other ones that are designed for the short season, right? I mean, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba all have 90 to 100 growing days, frost free. Oh, hey Nick, how's it going, buddy? Don't forget the thumbs up for run. Forget it if you want. Doesn't matter to me at all. Go ahead and smash that button. Hit like, thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. Do whatever makes you happy, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so Diggy, you're not going to grow sunflowers or lentil again. The kale and broccoli are okay, but they're not wow. Really? See, because I find my broccoli just blowing my mind and like customers' minds. Here's a tray of it right here. Just absolutely gorgeous. And the nice thing with the broccoli, that so this is a tray that's maybe maybe 10 days old. And then here's a tray that's, a little more than 2 weeks. So that the broccoli takes an awful long time to get their first true leaves on. And the first true leaves predominantly to me is when the flavor profile changes dramatically. Like say sunflowers, for example, like when the first true leaves come out and you're not eating just the cotyledon anymore, I find that it gets pretty bitter on the aftertaste. It's not bad if you're mixing it in with a bunch of other things, but if I was just to hand out samples to somebody, I wouldn't want them eating that one. Man, sunflowers, I absolutely love the taste of them. I've been playing around with different methods of getting the seed hulls off, and some of them work better than others. But I think misting the top of them every day, at least once, if not twice, keeping those shells moist so that the cotyledons do have an opportunity to push them off. And then, I do the light brushing with my hand, sort of at the same time as I'm doing the misting. So I've been getting a lot better at it. I 70-80% of them are hull free. And I do explain to customers like, hey, listen, some of them germinate at different times. You might have some in there with hulls, either pull the hull off or chuck it out. And with sunflowers, I always give people a little bit extra. If I was selling to grocery stores, I'd have to go through everything by hand, make sure that there was no hulls in there whatsoever. Thankfully, I'm just at market right now. So I have more interaction with the customer, so they know what to expect. And most people that have bought sunflower microgreens are well aware that there's going to be a couple hulls. It doesn't bother them at all. I haven't had a complaint yet. Lentil. I do have a spicy lentil mix, but I have not tried that one yet. Yeah, Willie, the broccoli. I also do a brassica blend. So you'll see different heights here. So this has broccoli rabe, mustard, arugula, and radish. The radish are the taller ones. They're the ones that kind of pop up first. That one has been a really, really popular one as well. Bottom water drainage holes, do they need to be in a cooler room? My garage is heated. It's probably 22 degrees in here all the time. No issues there. So you're bottom watering, it has drainage holes, and you're still getting crazy mold problems. It might be how much you water it, because I know, I know the context of the 10-20 tray. So I know roughly how much water I'm putting in, a couple cups worth, a day. And another thing too to keep in mind, there's so many variables, and context is everything. Like trying to kind of look at your situation there, Marcy. What type of microgreen it is will have a bit of an effect on that. Some of the smaller ones, like the broccolis, don't develop roots that go, all the way down, like like the peas, right? Like the peas come right out of the bottom on the second day, same as sunflowers. So bottom watering those right from the get-go it's a good idea, right? Now for broccoli, when I first take the weights off of them, their roots aren't all the way down to the bottom. So bottom watering those ones, I don't find anywhere near as effective. I still kind of mist and spray the top of the smaller seeded ones, like a broccoli, for probably 2, 3, 4 days after I take the weights off. And then from there, then I can start the bottom watering. So just something else to think about too, right? Because if it's a smaller variety microgreen and you're just doing the bottom watering right from the get-go, it's going to have to be soaked for those little roots at the top to get anything. And that could be your moisture problem right there. Okay, where are we to here? Weathermen are liars. Yes, they are. What I grow. Hello, Joyce. Got the in-laws up from England. Oh, hey, up. Absolutely, please. You kidding me? I'm just thrilled that you jumped on, Kelly. I'm used to being at the bottom of priority lists. So you have a wonderful evening, my friend, and a great weekend. Hey, Nick's allotment. Nick with no K. Hey, holy cow. How you doing, brother? Happy New Year. Karen and Sask. This hour has 22 minutes. Karen in Sask, Saskatchewan. Thanks, Diggy. Yeah, I've been like again. I mean, I in no way, shape, or form would I say that I'm a pro at the microgreens thing. I haven't had a whole lot of failures. Um, I do, I do a lot of reading, a lot of watching, and did prior to even starting this. Yeah, down the road, I'll certainly do maybe a lot more educational, type vids. But, to be honest, until I feel like I have something really down, and when I say really down, I don't mean just growing these. I mean, I have absolutely no problems growing fantastic crops, but a lot of this to me is, can it be turned into a business? Is it something that a person can make respectable, money off of year round? And it's the year round part that's really attracting me versus just doing the stuff out in the fields or starting another farm from scratch. Is simply because, I mean, I can do this in a very small square footage in my garage. I can do it in minus 40. I can do it rain or shine. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, based on the markets that I did before Christmas and the ones that I've done after Christmas, I could, like, right now I'm averaging right around the $500 a week in sales. And it just has so much room to grow. Part of me is very, very happy that I'm starting this at the coldest, slowest traffic time of the year in the markets, because it'll give me a chance to kind of screw up and, and learn the ropes before it gets into the busy, crazy busy season. There's a lot of markets that I go to in the summer where, I mean, you're getting 500, 600, 700 people at them, right? I mean, the markets that I'm going to now, I'm seeing, 50, 60, maybe 100 on a really good day. So I'm looking forward to ramping this up. Let's put it that way. But I'm not going to do, I don't know. It really bothers me when somebody reads something in a book or watches somebody else do a video on it, tries it for the first time and throws a video out like, the best way to how to seed this or that, when they, you watch it for 2 minutes and you clearly know that they don't have a sniff what they're talking about. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, when I share things with everyone, I want it to be from experience, so I can say, okay, this is why this doesn't work. And I have some reasoning and experience behind my opinion. So yeah, I'll certainly try and do some vids, but it's not going to be, I mean, Willie's doing a much better job of teaching everybody about these than I am. Karen and Sask, Willie wants to know where you at. Some microgreens are easy, some are much harder. Yes, yeah, you betcha, bud. And just learning like which ones need weight, which ones don't, which ones prefer to be covered with, just a little bit of soil, which ones you just leave sitting on top, watering from the top or the bottom, just the whole regime. It's just something that obviously, you're not going to know it until you do it, right? How many hours a day do I spend tending the micros? Okay, that's a solid question. Like my longest days are obviously seeding days. So I'll bring in the 107 liter bale from outside. I just did that actually earlier today because I am going to need, so that should be thawed out enough. Pardon me. That should be thawed out enough come Sunday so that I can sift that. So I've just got to, whatever. I bring my wheelbarrow inside, and I got my, my sifter doodad hick bob thing that I made. So I'll do the entire bale, and then I put those in Rubbermaid tubs. It fills up 3 of those. loading up all the trays, getting those watered down, because I'm planting 25 to 30 trays at a time. I mean, that's probably a good half a day, a good like 4 hours on that. As far as watering and everything goes, I can get all of these watered in, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. There's very, very little tending to do with these. It's in a controlled environment. The humidity's controlled, the temperature's controlled. There's no wind, there's no inclement anything. So, I mean, they're just doing what they're genetically designed to do. So I don't want to take too much credit for it. I think I buy very good seeds, and I think that makes a huge difference. But I would say if it's not a planting day, Nigel, very long answer to a short question, I'd spend probably less than an hour. Where are we to? Charlene, how are you, my dear? This is going to be my main way of gardening from now on. Well, it is always going to be in my toolbox. It's always going to be part of my repertoire, if you will. It allows me to grow in the winter, which has been nothing short of amazing. Obviously, I'm not I'm going to have to be off the farm here, come the end of the growing season. So I don't know how much I want to do out there. So I don't know. That's a good question, Charlene. I don't know if I have a very good answer for that. I will always grow microgreens and take to market and deal with restaurants and that. I am looking forward to being able to build those relationships and then add on all my lettuces and my veg. I think that's something that I mean, it should just help sales, right? I mean, because if last year by the end of the year, I was kind of inching up on that $500 a week at markets, and that was without microgreens. So if I can enter this year doing about 500 microgreens and then I can introduce my veg, like that's where I can really, really see $1,000 a week over the course of the summer. So Regina, woo! I'm originally from Brandon, Manitoba, Karen. So you'll know how close that is. I've spent a lot of time in Regina. I spent a month there one weekend actually. Played hockey and all around that area. So hey, welcome. Nice to have another Canadian in the mix. Markets are really fickle. You got to adapt. I don't know that I'm not sure that I've found the markets fickle. I think sometimes market managers can be fickle. We're all human. We build relationships, right? And if you have a good relationship with the vendors that you have, maybe you kind of shun some other ones or newer ones. So I think sometimes breaking into those cliques can be a little bit difficult for me anyway. I've found. I'm a terrible ass kisser. Like I'm a really friendly person and everything, but I'm really bad at kissing ass. I don't want to. So, if you don't like me or what I'm doing, no big deal. No big deal. So I haven't found, I have found that I am building regular customers. Every market that I go to, the one that I have tomorrow, it's going to be my 7th time at that market. 6th, sorry, it's going to be my 6th time. And every single time I go there, I have people come back. Oh, I love the peas that I got from you last week. Can I try a salad blend this week? It's just awesome. So yeah, I don't know. Not saying I disagree with you, Eli. I think markets are just like anything else. Until you get in, roll your sleeves up, get your hands dirty, and get in there. I think it's difficult to get good at anything or to learn anything or to crack the code to help you be successful. Just the mental health benefits in winter alone are worthwhile. Looks like a jungle in there. Yeah, brother, it's 100%. William and I talk about this all the time. Both him and I don't do overly well in the winter, and this is so fun. You know, I'll be Skyping with William. Oh, hold on a second. And he gets up and he runs into the garage and he brings out another tray. And we're just laughing and talking. And I guarantee in years past, there was, you know, they were a little more dour conversations. Will I require more space to ramp it up? Yes. Yeah, I will. I will. I do have room for another, maybe 2 racks in here. I can, you know, obviously they're on wheels and I can move things around to ramp things up, to ramp up my production. I you know, whatever, whether I, you know, dismantle one of the spare bedrooms and turn that into an area, I don't know. But, you know, at the end of the day, these racks are 4 feet by, yeah, whatever, a little more than a foot, 2 feet, call it. So it's taking up 8 square feet of floor space. 8. That's it, right? 5 racks. So it's fantastic. So it's not going to be overly difficult to scale that up. That was Greta's question. Yeah, the land issue. Oh, thanks, Chelina. Yeah, I'm trying, dear. I'm trying. I mean, you guys know. You guys know this is what I want. This is what I want to do. So, you know, if you're not willing to put in a whole bunch of effort, it's pretty tough to expect there to be any positive results, right? Oh man, am I way behind on comments? Attending or just watching the winners, they're so cool to just watch. Oh God, I talk to Davey a lot, right? I mean, he's getting out of school by the time I'm kind of getting up and around in my day, and we have a lot of chit chats about these. He told me a year before I got these going, like, dude, you should be going hard on microgreens, and I'm not sure why I didn't listen to him, but yeah, I can just come out here and just look, run my hand across them. It's funny watching customers do that at the market. They're like, can I touch them? Sure. Yeah, seasonal affective disorder, sure. Yeah, it's winter blues, whatever you the cat photobomb. Yeah, Gulliver. Love the kitty. Yeah, actually, funny that you say that, Ellie. I had to have a serious conversation with him, upon which he promptly ignored. But yeah, he was chomping away on one of my lettuce blends. He likes buckwheat for some reason. I don't. Whatever. Do I have any way of generating electricity to help run the grow lights? I probably could, bud. You know, the roof up here is southwest facing. I mean, I could put some solar panels up on that, or I could mount them just above the garage door. All of the lights that I have are LEDs, so they do use considerably less electricity. But that is a very fair question. Cats are yummy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely delicious. A little teriyaki sauce and some peas just sauteed up. Yeah, right, Davey. Yeah, Gulliver and I would have some major issues. Maybe I missed it. Would you like to do the mustard micros? Any advice? I do grow mustard. It is in a brassica blend. I haven't noticed anything overly different about that. That blend has a lot of small seeds in it, so I find sort of back to the Marcy thing with the mold. If I overseed with small seeds, some seeds once they come into contact with moisture, the outside shell turns gelatinous, like a little jelly sack. And I find when those jelly sacks are kind of overlapping each other, I don't know. It's like the seed doesn't dry out enough to germinate and pop through that. So I try not to sow them too thick for the brassica blend, which has mustard in it. And I also did notice that was one of the few that I did have a couple of little mold issues with at the start, and they were not in the fan. As soon as I moved them to the rack that the fan is in, it stopped all those problems. Sweet kitty, yeah. Everybody loves my pussy. Don't put all my eggs in one basket. Keep growing and selling options open. Yep, for sure, Diggy. I'm not, I'm not saying that that I'm not gonna grow in field rows and that type of thing. Like, I didn't go through all the pain in the butt and the learning of making those greenhouses to just throw them away. You know what I mean? I guess I'm still frustrated. I'm still frustrated by the fact that whatever. Put a lot of effort into out there just to have to, pick up and go do it somewhere else. But whatever makes some people happy. Chickenlandia, you speak cat, eh? Yeah. He is a pretty good kitty. He's a bit dog-like, in that, often he'll come when I call him. He can be outside and I can go, and he'll just come flipping running in the house. Sit up here in the back of my chair and hang out with me. He's, as far as cats go, he's a pretty good cat. He's a pretty good cat. Yeah, I feel you, Mike. I really do. Like, well, for example, like Wednesday when I got that phone, the messages that, these markets are canceled. Oh, are you kidding me? 16 trays. It's minus 40 outside. The only thing that I was looking forward to was getting to market. I know exactly what you're saying, man. I really do. It is tough in the winter to stay positive. I mean, a big part of it has to do with the amount of light hours, I mean, plants are the only thing that, like, plants don't grow in 7 hours of sunlight, right? They stay alive. People, I don't think, predominantly are very happy in 7 hours of light. We just kind of stay alive. So I think a lot of it has to do with the light. I mean, Mike, as a northern Albertan, you and I both know, you throw on enough clothes and hop on a skidoo, you can still have some fun. You know what I mean? In the winter, play some hockey, do a little ice fishing or what have you. But it's the darkness, the constant soul-sucking, never-ending darkness that gets to me from time to time. Davey spent a week in Regina and still paying for the kids. Yeah, that's Regina with an R. That's Regina with an R. Yeah, thanks, Willie. Yeah, I've been really happy with these LED lights, and they're nothing. They're not some super special grow light extravaganza 2000 from whatever, from some company that's charging out the wazoo. These are from Homo Dumpo. These are $25 each. And then the 2 LED lights that go in there, those were $5.30 or something each. So each shelf cost me about $35 worth of lights. So again, not dear, not crazy what I've seen some of them. Where are we at here? Oh my God. Where did I leave off here? Ryan, I think, well, you can find another space to garden. I'm sure the microgreens will be excellent for you. True story. Yeah, light at the end of the tunnel. I just hope it's not the front of an oncoming train, my friend. Do you know that Willie's over 50? Willie's so over 50. Are you kidding me? Does Willie remember being 50 is more an apt question there. Shaleen. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, it's cool that I'm getting repeat customers. Absolutely. Karen, behave. How much do I spend on fertilizer and compost? You've just bought your year's worth. Okay, so Ellie, are you talking just about for the micros? Well, for the micros, I use SunGrow. SunGrow is the growing medium. It's basically peat moss and vermiculite. There's not really pardon me. Not compost as we would call it over here in North America. I know the UK, you call anything that you grow something in as compost. To me, compost has nutrients. Compost has broken down organic matter. just a sterile planting mix is basically what I'm using here. Those bales I picked up at an end of the year special. I got those for about 25 bucks a bale. Currently, I am not using any fertilizer. I did have one run with. Let me see here. I tried one run with Sea Crop. It's concentrated ocean water, so it's a 0.1. And I also did a bit of kelp grow, so that's a 0.1, 0.5, and a 1 on the NPK. So these are all organic. It's from the Organic Gardener's Pantry out of, I think it's Vancouver. It's BC. Yeah, West Vancouver. Super, super nice lady that runs that company for any of you Canadians out there. And I think you can get this, across border lines. But, again, long answer to a short question, Ellie. I'm really not spending anything on fertilizers simply because the results that I'm getting right now make me happy. When I harvest a tray of peas and I'm getting 25 ounces, 25 ounces, that's a pound and a half off of a tray. So if I'm selling them at $2 an ounce, I'll let you do the math. You know what I mean? How much better could I get if I spent $5 on fertilizer? Do I need it better than that? I'm not even sure. I don't know. So I don't spend a whole lot on that. LA. So space efficient, yeah. Yeah, don't mess with Willie. He's a mod. How many trays can I fit on each rack? 20. There's five levels, right? And 4 trays per rack. So right now I have 3 racks. I have 2 with lights for growing, and then I have the one in the back there that you can see the trays stacked up. That's just for my initial germination. How much volume-wise is a year's worth of compost? Oof, that's a good one, bud. I think I've gone through either 3 or 4 bales. Each bale is giving me 60 trays worth. So basically, a bale is lasting me 2 weeks worth. So at the rate that I'm going now with the customers that I have now, that's 2 bales per month. So 24 of those over a year, if things don't speed up and improve. So yeah, microgreens bringing in the pennies this time of year. Yeah, bringing in anything is nice for me. The renovations, it's not just renovations, it's the fact that Alberta is in a quite a serious recession right now. Oil field companies have been closing up, moving down to the States where there's bigger tax breaks. There's not a whole lot of drilling going on right now. A lot of the kerfuffle, Willie and I have talked a lot about this. Willie's, Willie works with metal, and as much as a person, can love the environment and all the rest of it, at the end of the day, these pipelines that everyone seems to be trying to cock block are the safest way to get our product to a world market. And until those pipelines go through all of their legal challenges from here to hell and gone, and they get made, I can't see Alberta, turning on the pumps again. I mean, most of the guys and girls that work in that industry are very, very, very slow, and it's the trickle-down effect. But not like when you give rich people tax breaks and you say, oh, that'll trickle down, because that's the horseshit trickle-down effect. The reality of a trickle-down effect is when the people that make the bulk of the economy, money in the economy, stop making that money, then nothing trickles down, right? So whereas I used to do 2 or 3 full basements, right? So frame out everything, flooring, drywall, ceilings, lights, do the entire bath, the whole 9 yards, right? I do 2 or 3 of those a year, and those were $30,000 renovations, right? I mean, the last couple of years have been so slow. So when Diggy, when you say bringing in the pennies, dude, I will take what I can get. Marcy, you're probably already gone, but have a wonderful evening. 4 tons of manure for the plot. Okay, that's a good point, Davey. There, and again, I don't know how far back I am, but you said something about the strong tasting crops. You don't need a ton of them. And that's one of the things. Like when I'm talking to restaurants about it, sometimes people seem to think, like that has to be the entire salad, and it's like, no, that's not usually how people. You know what I mean? You put a few on top of your sandwich. You put some on the top of the soup so that it's aesthetically pleasing and it gives you a little crunch. Like with a lot of the stronger micros, you wouldn't want, like, you're not going to have a whole huge bowl of radish. Most people wouldn't, right? Put a sign on the booth inviting custom orders. Yes, that's a great idea. I was also going to have a sign up sheet for like a microgreens informative little newsletter thing. Just another way for me to stay in people's minds. I don't think it would take very much to quickly put together a little a little something like that. Dig well. Pardon me. Willie, your 50th. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice hanging out with a guy like Willie. I always feel young. Seaweed is a great thing. Yeah, you betcha. That's another thing that the Organic Gardener's Pantry has. Steve, have a great night, buddy. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's okay. Terry can keep his special brew for his leaf mold. I don't know that my micros need that. Hey, do you want a taste test? Hey, do you want a taste test? This tastes like king pea. Where are we at? The Wyatt Life. Hello from Indiana. Minus 40 Fahrenheit here the other day, buddy. Or Budette. I don't know who. I'm not sure who I'm talking to. The Little Farmer's Farm. Word up. Friday night is pick on Willie night. Well, it's, I mean, we got to do a split screen sometime, man. We really have to. Great mods here, 0 trolls. Yeah, what was up with that? Nick did a live the other night, and I couldn't believe the amount of trolls on there. Like, who have you ticked off, Nick? You'd think, if anything, I'd have trolls on here like crazy. Joyce, is there a microgreen that I haven't tried yet? Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. Yep, there are. There's probably more microgreens that I haven't tried than I have. I mean, currently I'm growing peas, sunflower, radish, broccoli, Nebraska blend, a salad blend. I have grown arugula and cress in the past. And I'll grow them again. I just, whatever. I got tired of bringing that many different things. There's upwards of 40 different veg that can be grown as microgreens, Joyce. So I will keep picking my way through. I ordered some new seeds. I have some red radish. I have some purple kohlrabi. What else did I get? I'm looking for some stuff that's got some like really nice color. Buckwheat has a really nice pinky tinge to the stem. And again, it's just presentation. It makes it look so nice at market. Want another jam session with Willie? Hey, me too, man. Me too. I'll pop out there and visit Willie, and we'll grab his guitar. And that's funny, Willie. I'm not sure because you said don't try the popcorn. It's the pukes. It's sweet. It's super, super, super sweet. So if that's what you're looking for, I think that you'll really, really enjoy it. If you're using your microgreens in smoothies, it would, oh man, it'd be like a carrot or a beet. It would sweeten it up with that natural sweetness. Kamut is another Um, that's an ancient grain from the Inca civilization, and it's like when it's just shoots like that, it's like stevia. It's got to be 200 times stronger in sugar. It's like put one of those in your mouth. It's if you're not used to it, I mean, like it'll shock you for sure. The Wyatt Life, Northern Indiana, surprisingly mild winter actually. Germinating a few different kinds of cold crops right in the ground. Oh, in the hoop house. Yeah, in a hoop house. That's man, I can't even tell you, dude. That or do that, whichever way you identify. I would I would love that if on January 17th I was able to have right, even go down to the plot, even be playing around, you know. You think the trolls take note of the mods and then troll their live feed? Well, I was a mod on Nick's last one. I was the one booting people out of there. That's it. You're done. See you later, son. Not today. Not on my watch. Catherine. I thought about that too as I was like kicking people off Nick's. I'm like, what kind of a life have you got if you got to go to a gardening channel and troll? Like, come on, seriously? Oh, you haven't been up to the plot since the storms. Yeah, I hope everything's okay too, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys had some crazy winds, and of course, everything will be underwater and be a quagmire. Guru, Pak Choi. Yeah, you know, I've been. Willie sent me a link to a seed company. William Dam Seeds. They have amaranth. It's a little pricey for, well, I don't know. I mean, gorgeous color on it, right? I will certainly try that. Pak Choi, I got nothing against trying that one. I just don't happen to have seeds for it. Karen and Sask, thank you kindly for popping in. I very much appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend and stay warm. Spring is coming. That tiki hut better still be standing. Yeah. You're right, Ellie. We were all mods on Nick's. That's funny. Joyce, I was great and quick like Usain Bolt. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but hey, it's all good. Guru, you average at least 3 dislikes per vid from trolls, even when planting starts with cute kids. Yeah, well, you know what? At the end of the day, dude, like we're not here. Just life, you know what I mean? I'm not here to appease the 0.1%. That's never been my goal in life. I think I'm a pretty darn inclusive person, you know, for the most part. But at the same time, like I'm not changing what I do for 1 out of 100. I'm not just not going to do that. It's not the way things work in my world, right? So yeah, I don't try to please trolls. I do tweak noses sometimes, and like I have a pretty good idea why I get the thumbs down. I get when people come at me with the hey sub for sub, love the video, pop over to my channel. I basically tell people to get bent. Like, is that seriously how you make friends? Like, you imagine riding the tube on the way to work or something and just looking at the person next to you. Hey, do you want to see pictures of my kids? Well, I'll look at pictures of you kids. Like, if you look at mine, I'll look at your like. The people look at you like you're insane. But you know, if you go ahead and do that on YouTube, it's the way homesteaders build their channels. Psh, give me a break. Junk. Trolls are trolls. Yeah, you know, I mean, hey man, everybody's got to, you know, like I'm okay at growing. That's where I do my thing. Some people are great at trolling. They do their thing. If that's what gives somebody their kicks, that's fine. It's just that if it happens to be on a live where I'm a mod, they'll just be out before most people even get a chance to read it. Yeah, whatever. You just don't, you know, just not happening. The Wyatt Life. I don't think that the seeds that you're germinating will actually mature by spring because they are growing so slow, but at least I know that I can grow tons of micros in that hoop house if you want to. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, or woman. I don't like, obviously, you know, I haven't I've lived in Indiana. That's one of the states that I have not lived in. If they're growing at all, every single day, the daylight hours are getting longer. And every single day that the daylight hours are getting longer, your plant's going to react better. So I don't know. I'd give it time. If they're in the ground and living right now, I think they'll be just fine. Like, chat with me in a month, man. Those things are going to be, they should be taken off. My moderator skills. Well, thank you. Yes. No, yeah, I just don't put up with, not on Nick's live. Are you kidding me? I could totally get it. I'm a loudmouth, Yahoo. I mean, Nick's all nice and calm, and he doesn't need trolls on his. Hey, Marcy's back. Da-na-na-na-na. I got some thumbs down on the live. Yeah. Oh, dude, I noticed that. I know, like, did some old person just hit the wrong button? Like, how does that? I don't care. I mean, I don't know if you do or not. Like, when I religiously get a couple. You know what I mean? I've ticked off a few people in my life. That's fine. And if somebody honestly thinks that bothers me, giving me a thumbs down, that's cute. That is cute. Very few people get to live in my head rent free. You know what I mean? Where I just think about it all the time and I let it bug me. Nah, that's not how I do. All right, where are we to here? Sam's allotment diary. Hey, Sam. Okay. See you, Shalene. Okay, wildlife, man. All right, there we go. We cleared up a few of the minor mysteries of the universe. Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you, Guru. I hear you. Yeah, whatever, Nigel. I don't know. Like, I honestly, I don't have a problem when people have a run at me. I have a huge problem when they have a run at a friend of mine. You know what I mean? Like, sets me off. Sets me off. People can say whatever they want to me, and I typically just walk away, right? If you're chirping a good friend of mine at the bar, I'm not, not walking away. So it's easy as a mod. You can just like, see you later. You're a British word that I shouldn't say here right now. Chilling. You can never seem to get on these lives, without your computer saying, nah, I'm done. You'll ask again, Willie. Wraps, sushi, stir fries, soups, pesto sandwiches, salads, garnishes. Anyone got any more uses? That's a solid little list right there. Willie and I have both done the micros as pestos. Absolutely fantastic. I got a bunch of them. Do them in the little ice cube trays, and then once they're frozen, pop them out, throw them in a Ziploc bag, and they're in the freezer. They're fantastic. I did. Actually, I've got a whole bunch of. I might put a video out on meals with micros. Because over the course of, like, since I started growing these, and then over the course of Christmas, I've got some really, really, really nice looking pictures of some of the meals that we've made. So hopefully that gives people some ideas. And then I'd like them to actually send me, ideas and pictures of what they're using them for too. Davey. Davey. Yeah. If you like the trolls, man, do another one of your political vids. You'll have all the trolling you can handle. Okay, wildlife. You just started messing with micros this winter. What are some of your biggest pointers you think that you could give me? I'm probably just going to grow them mainly for yourself. Biggest pointers. I guess just, the secret to growing to me is paying attention. I've had some people ask me, well, how do you know when they've had enough water? It's like, well, because I pick the trays up all the time, right? So I know how much they weighed when I initially soaked the seeds and put them in the tray and put them up on the rack. Like, I know what a full wet tray is supposed to feel like. I also lift them up when they're dry, and I know what they feel like. That's all just those little paying attention things, right? And there's so much that a person has to learn just from doing. Biggest pointers to you: follow the instructions, I guess. I mean, that's pretty much all I've done. If the seed, if the company says, soak for 6 to 8 hours your pea seeds, I soak them for 6 to 8 hours. If it says uncover them and give them a light little misting, once a day while you still have the weights on them, then that's what I do. Make sure you got a fan on them. You don't want to have, mold issues, obviously. I think when they become a little bit more mature, I'm not sure what point in this conversation you jumped into, but some of the smaller microgreens, like a broccoli, like the stalks are very, very fine. It takes a while for those roots to get underneath. Like, do you see those, little roots coming out? The peas and sunflowers would have had more roots than that coming out after 2 days. So with the larger seeds, I can bottom water earlier in the process. With the smaller seeds, I find that I'm still misting on top until I get some of those roots showing, and then I can do some bottom watering. Wyatt Life, listen, if you obviously you know what my channel name is. Thistle Hill Farms is what I am on Facebook. If you ever have any questions, specific questions, you know what I mean, shoot me a line, and I'll do my best to share my experiences with you. And if you can learn something from it, fantastic. Where the heck? Get a haircut? Sacrement, Calista Barnac, never. Jalene's still fighting with her computer. Okay. Blessings of being a tiny channel is you haven't got any thumbs down or troll issues. Yeah, sure. However a person wants to look at it. Just if you do and when you do, shake it off. Shake it off. Don't let it. Yeah, please, Marcy, never let anybody else control your attitude. Ever. It's not worth it. That means they won. You know what I mean? Okay, so now I'm back up. Not sure what you've been asking about. Love the sushi and the veggie wraps. I think Willie was asking how people are using them, right? Like, what are other ways that people are using them? Because I know between Willie and I, like, we're trying damn near any way possible. Yeah, right, Davey? Yeah, say it to me, but not my friends, right? Oh, I can take it. That's fine. I got thick skin. Yeah, Tony, Guru. Yeah, for sure. Terry's like, yeah, give it a thumbs down. It's all interaction, thanks, with his nice little calm voice. It's so funny to me, and the second he has a video come up, he's got his plot mates from 3 doors down that got all upset that they saw his power snap on one naked gardening day. Like, what is so horrible about the human body? Like, I'm pretty sure Terry wasn't like in the greenhouse waving it at them. Like, I don't know. Petty people make me giggle. Just grazing. Yeah, that's another one too. It's funny how many microgreens that I eat and I don't realize it. Like, especially at market, because I'm cutting and giving samples out to people. Hey, have you tried this? Hey, do you need to take a pea? What? No, here, take a pea shoot. And get people eating them. I'm eating them when they're eating them. Right? Well, what do I do with it? You act like a rabbit. I end up eating a lot of them. Yeah, thumbs down is traffic too. Don't let it bother you. Yeah, exactly, Joyce. You know what I mean? Like, there's actual things in our lives that are worthy of, some serious contemplation and perhaps some sadness, right? Some yo-yo on the internet is not on the list. You know what I mean? Your health, your family, you know, there's things that are important, and internet trolls cannot be on that list. How are the mustard greens doing? The mustard greens I have in with arugula, radish, broccoli, and broccoli rabe. It's in a brassica blend, and they taste fantastic. I don't know why, but the brassica blend and the broccoli, I really, really like on my eggs. Just gives a little, you know what I mean? Gives a little crunch, a little crunch. So yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. Where did I leave off? What's your opinion on peroxide spray for fungi? You know, my opinion is that if that's what you need to do to reduce fungus and or mold issues, then do it. Then do it. You know, everything's so contextual, right? Like in my context right now, my furnace barely shuts off when it's minus 40. You know what I mean? Your furnace will turn on every now and again, okay? Mine runs pretty much constantly. If a person had a bunch of problems with mold and fungus, they'd be using a peroxide and water, food grade hydrogen peroxide, 200 parts to a million, with water spray to help alleviate that problem, right? So they'd be using a heck of a lot of that, like my furnace is going. I haven't had any of those issues. You know, Patty and Wayne out at Spring Hill Farms have recently got into microgreens, and I was talking to them, and at first they started doing the sprays and the thises and the that's, and you know, and they didn't notice they were having any issues, and then they tried it without the sprays, and they aren't having any issues. So much like me, they're not going to add an extra step if they don't need to. I have not had an issue, and I think part of it has to do with the fact that it is such an arid environment here. The air is dry. There is not a lot of built up moisture here. I could be talking out my ass, Guru. I don't know. I don't have a negative outlook on anything that will help a person get a good crop. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Just because I prefer organic fertilizers, that's my personal choice. Listen, if you need to use chemical fertilizers to get a fantastic crop to feed your family, you do what you got to do. And if peroxide spray works for people, then rock out with your peroxide out. Put a like to your Facebook on the, put a link, okay, to the Facebook on the description. Oh yeah, I guess yeah, can I do that while I'm still yapping and talking? I don't know how. I'll do that afterwards, Davey. But thanks for the reminder. Never cut the hair, man. Trust me, dude. Listen, we all start this life bald, and most of us end this life bald. So whilst I can, we're going to keep it going as much as possible. Okay, Shailene, you're out. Okay, you have a wonderful evening. Wyatt Life. Yeah, bro, hit me up. You know, I mean, the gardening community is... arguably, it is the best community out there simply because of the amount that people are willing to share. You know, you can always go over and watch somebody's video, but if you drop them a line and ask them for a little bit more in depth, you know, like most of the people that are on here that have channels would get back to you and answer. You know, if you asked Willie a question about something, you'd get an email, right? So it's a really, really nice community. Single man. Hey, listen, for most of my life, I was in a sales business, and I had super short hair, a little bit in the front that was all, I don't know what to say. I got out of that, and I was so tired of selling stuff to people that I was like, whatever, got into the renovations thing, and nobody cares what you look like when you're a tradesman, right? So whatever, it's got to be 5 years since I had a haircut. I had a friend that I hadn't talked to in a while, and she watched one of my last lives, and she's like, "Oh, the way they did your hair looks so good." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She says, "Well, no, your haircut." Like, Daphne, I haven't had my haircut in like 5 years. The last time when my daughter graduated from high school, it's 5 years ago. Yeah, whatever, each to their own. Think about how much money I saved. Woohoo! By the way, 10 thumbs up for Ryan, 15 watching. Yeah, useless statistics to me. Terry. Yeah, it's funny. Eh? Like, I mean, him and his pee buckets. Like, I'm trying to get my head around that. Like, how does he so does he have Mrs. King just hover? Or did he fashion some sort of a seat out of, he probably recycled a lid from a 5-gallon pail, right? And then like shrunk wrap some comfrey to it to make it, a little bit soft. He seems like a kind guy like that. I mean, he wouldn't make the missus sit on a wonky, uncomfortable bucket. I can't see him doing that. Can we see the ice mist now? Yeah, you might be able to. What's my temp? It feels like minus 37 out there. Might be able to. I don't know. I'll try it out right before we call her a day. Where did I get to? Marcy, you got 3 big brothers. So you're used to ignoring negative comments, but say something or do something mean to somebody I care about, and Mama Bear comes out. Hey, true story, right? Nice. Your naked gardening vid last year had thousands of views. Oh, guru. Yeah, I don't know, Willie. I mean, there's somewhere where there's a thumbs up thing. Whatever, dude. You know exactly how much I care. Yeah, Guru, the industrial microgreens guys have contracts in place. And when you have contracts in place, you don't have any room for error. You know what I mean? Like if I had, if my peas did shitty this week, I have 6 other kinds of microgreens that I can still take to market. If a customer had specifically ordered, I want 10 pounds of this, I want that, I would, I'd be more prone to being proactive with those sprays. Another thing that I will say too, and it comes back to the humidity aspect, I think a lot of the professional growers are in much warmer, more humid climates than I am as well, right? So there is that, right? Because I mean, I know like Danny, he was on earlier. He's from Louisiana, right? And it's just always humid down there, 6 feet below sea level. Like I could totally imagine mold issues with microgreens down there. I would be spraying like crazy. Where'd we get to here? You'd use the peroxide if you couldn't find it. It breaks into harmless oxygen. Again, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's like comparing peroxide to bleach is like night and day. I mean, I can't stand bleach. Hey, Okie Rob, how you doing, buddy? You beehive giving away mamma jamma. Life without adult beverages is just breathing. I agree, Eli. Yeah, Tony, it is. Kitty cat, you're bugging. It is. Yeah, it is. It's a humidity issue. So it's either you don't have fans rocking and rolling, you're watering too much, your growing medium was too wet when you seeded. Those are sort of the top 3 things to me that would create a mold issue with micros. What is dairy gar? Hair is. What is that? What is that, Guru? Scotch Crofter? Who are you, friend? I've never seen your handle out there. Scotch Crofter. Dude, the French makes my ears hurt. Yeah, I understand. I live in a bilingual country, my friend. Well, so do you. You're quadlingual, aren't you? What do you got, Davey? Again, you got Swiss German, you got Italian, French, and then wasn't there like some? It's not Romanian, but it's a weird one. Switzerland's got 4 official languages, unless I. Oh, thanks, Willie. I appreciate that. So Willie put my little Facebook link, doodad hickbob thing on there. So if you want to go over there and give, I don't know what you're supposed to do over there. Can you follow it? And then if you follow it, like something will pop up when Thistle Hill posts something. And I don't post 7 things a day. You know what I mean? What's like my videos? I don't put out 3 of those a week either anymore. Hey, Scotch Crofter, where are you from? Where are you from? Naked Gardening Day is May 4th. That, in all honesty, I mean, that's a crock of crap. Like that is made by somebody British. May 4th. We don't even get frost free until May 21st. I've been prancing around outside with my kibble and tiny bit. No thanks. Hey, Clarice. Hey, how are you this evening? You just missed it. I was swearing in French. Your ears must have, what? It's a terrible accent coming from Canada. Oh, Jesus, stuff jumps around, doesn't it? Yeah. And did you fashion a seat for your pee-pee bucket, Joyce? Yeah. There's a big market for semi-naked middle-aged gardeners. Yeah. Well, then I guess I'll move over to where you are, because that market is very, very dry over here. Like literally no takers. Minus 37. Yeah. No, it's cheery out there today, folks. It is. You know what's really nice though is chatting with you people. It's uplifting. It beats the living hell out of sitting in my garage being negged out because I have so much gorgeous product and markets canceling on me left, right, and center. So that market tomorrow better be open. I'll carry the shit there on my back if I have to. It's only an hour and a half drive. Okay, where are we at now? Yeah, Clarice, cold. Mine, it's yesterday and the day before. I got pictures of it from like the Weather Network and everything. Minus 41. Not with wind chill. Like I was showing Ellie, and she's like, "Oh, and that's not even with the wind." Nope, that's a straight across, no wind temperature. It's flipping chilly. Oklahoma. Hey, did you get snow down there, Rob? Or just like even a little dusting? Because I got friends in Dallas, Fort Worth, and they, hey, it's snowing, and I'm like, If it doesn't even build up on the windshield of a car, I hesitant to call that snow. But yeah, humidity. Yeah, everything is contextual, right? Which is why it pisses me off when I see videos on like the best way to, and I'm like, yeah, if you live in your city and you have your weather and your humidity and you're planting in the same medium as you are with the same seeds from the same company, there's no way that there's the right way to. Everything changes. If I was down in Oklahoma with Rob, a bunch of the stuff that I normally do up here, he'd laugh at me. That's not going to work, and then it wouldn't. Right? And same thing. If he came up here, you're like, does that really work? And I'm like, oh yeah, it works every year like this, right? So, whatever. Oh, hey, Harold, how are you doing? How are you doing, Mr. Eastern Canada? Hope the new house is doing good. Dude, your garage was your shop? That is coming along, my friend. That is looking so nice. Ellie, you get your seedlings inside with a fan this year? Right on. I mean, the worst case scenario with a fan, your soil's going to dry out a little quicker, right? Whoop-de-doo. Water a couple times a day. I'd rather deal with watering a little bit more often than deal with mold issues any day of the week. You got mold on your onion starts in the tiki hut. That's got to be just too wet soil. I wouldn't think in those temperatures there'd be. Wow, that's surprising, bud. Well, I mean, the nice thing, I mean, the onions, have they got some roots going? I mean, you could just gently pull those out, dust those off, pop those in a cellar, with some new soil, and Bob's your uncle and Judy's your aunt, right? You'll be off and running. Yeah, for a lot of you guys in the gardening community, there, buddy of mine, Okie Rob's Bees. He does, he's tons of growing. He's got his greenhouses, got his bees, got a great big huge acreage down in Oklahoma. He's a great guy. I mean, if you guys haven't taken a peek at his stuff, it's not solely gardening, like most of the channels on here. Like it's gardening, but I mean, definitely pop down and give Rob some love. See what he's up to. He's always fixing something. He's always doing something down there. Yeah, well, and again, Rob, that's funny. You got to have your fans running 24/7 in your greenhouse. Again, context is everything. I never had a fan on in my greenhouses once this year, and I didn't have any issues. You know what I mean? Context. Alberta, very, very dry. Oklahoma, hot. Can be very, very humid there during the rainy season and that, right? Hey, did I miss it? Did Scotch Crofters say where they're from? Crofter shelters help people on the mountains. What is that like a little nook and cranny where you can get in out of the weather, or is that like a small shed up there? I'm not picking up what you're putting down here. So Guru, I don't know if Scotch Crofter's still on here. Oh, they are. Scotland. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on, right on. I will. I'll pop over and check out your channel there, old Crofter of Scottness. Romanish. That's the other language in Sweden. There, yeah. Or sorry, Sweden, Switzerland. Nah, my bad. Oh, where the heck am I now? Oh my God. So, okay, where am I now here? Holy cow. Really? I'm that far behind? Wow, sorry guys. I'm far behind. Okay, so you're in the Highlands. Okay, where are you from? Okay. Clarice. Scottish lady in France. You're not proud on last year's May 4th. Yeah. I know, dude. Well, like again, -40. Dude, it's like a button on a fur coat. It's terrible. Like hung like a light switch. Like it's really bad. Eli, remind me again. Where are you? Yeah, 100 growing days is not much, man. There's so little room for error. Mid-South Homestead, Coilerville, Tennessee. Wow. Right on. Welcome, Mid-South. So the most important thing is that it's something that you don't mind doing. Howdy, howdy. Less midges here. Oh, those are little biting bugs, aren't they? Midges? 45 Fahrenheit and raining. That'll feel cool till you want it, buddy. I mean, let's be honest. 45 is just above freezing and rain. Yeah, that's not a fantastic day. What spuds do I plan for this year? Ooh, buddy. I don't know. I'm up in the air about my game plan because of, where am I going to grow? How much room am I going to have to tear everything down? Blah, blah, blah. So I really haven't decided. Willie's only been on me for a couple or 3 months about releasing all the potato reveals that I already recorded from this last summer. So a lot of like what I grow will be a lot of what I did. So I'll grow the Sarpo-Mirazon again. I've got some cow's horns. I've got some Windsor Delicatessen. I've got some French fingerlings. I've got some Amarosas. I've got some all blues. Yeah, just to sort of, I don't know, whatever the standard. Again, I just don't know how much I'm going to put into that. I'll see. I got to get my head square on that. You Brits would have such a hard time with -40. You know what? It's not just you Brits, and it's not because you guys aren't used to it. Nobody is better because it's -40 out. Oh, finally, the temperatures where I operate the best. Like, it sucks for everyone. It's wet over there in France. 4 to 6 inches of snow expected there tomorrow in Ontario. Oh, really, Rob? You get every now and again, you'll have a year where you get 8 inches of snow. That's quite a bit for Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't know, Ellie. I mean, I've like as a kid growing up, I was always allergic to goose down and feather pillows and all that kind of stuff. So none of my winter clothes or anything was ever made out of that. I don't know, layers, right? That's the secret to cold weather. It's not a great big huge jacket. It's layers. Like just simple storms. Like I get it when it's a hurricane that is going to relocate 1 million people and cause billions of dollars of damage. Sure. Cletus, give it a name. But I just don't understand. Like, well, it's going to rain and the wind's blowing, so we better come up with an. I don't understand that. Somebody explain that to me. What is snow? You'll get blocked for stuff like that, mister. Oh, it might get to freezing there tonight, eh, Nick? Well, whatever. Good for you guys. Like if those are, I can't even get my head around a place where -3 or 4 or 5 would be considered like freezing. You know what I mean? Next week it's supposed to warm up, like I was saying earlier in the live. Next Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it's supposed to be like 1 degree, right? -4 to 1 degree. -4. I'd be able to spend 15 minutes outside in a t-shirt -4 now, right? Now that the blood's thickened up. Dandruff for snowman. You have to take in microclimates too. My sister-in-law lived 5 minutes away, and plants that have thrived for me wouldn't live for her. Yeah, no, that's a really good point, right? Because I mean, like even with my house here, like our front door is pretty much south. What do you do? Stop bugging. My front door and main window of the house is pretty much southwest, and it's sheltered, like in this little corner, and it's definitely a microclimate, right? I mean, the stuff that I plant in there, again, I could plant the same thing just out in the yard a little ways where the wind's whistling through. Night and day difference. Context is everything. 70 there in Coilerville. I'm probably not even saying that right. Collierville? Collierville? Low 50s today. It's growing weather to me, folks. The roots are good on your onions. Oh, okay, cool. Right on. All right, so they're in the ground. Well, then you shan't have to worry about a thing other than them, I guess, flooding. Yeah, I think I went over that. As far as the potatoes again, Guru, probably buckets, buddy. Probably buckets. I mean, all those rows that I made, I mean, that was on top of cardboard, on top of hay, with the compost on top. Maybe I shouldn't even give a shit if the thistles grow back. Take a tractor through there when I'm all done and make sure they grow back. I don't know. I think I'll probably grow the spuds in buckets again. Yeah, the cat. Yeah, it's He likes his attention. 500 a week would make you a rich man. Not if you lived here, brother. -4 in Switzerland right now. Yeah, Joyce, his name's, yeah, close to Oliver. Gulliver's Travels. He was found as a tiny little kitten in the middle of winter and thought it was a bunch of frozen grass and dirt until, blink, blink, blink. Oh, hey, that's not dirt. So, yeah, whatever, anyway. Addition to the family, I guess. That's an excellent analogy, Clarice. Yes, yeah, you betcha. Oh, I think Willie's asking for more claims to fame. We did that on one of the lives that Willie and I did, and oh my God, was it funny? People's claim to fame. It's like if you've met somebody famous or what have you, right? Oh my God, it was so funny. So yeah, if you got a claim to fame that you didn't get into the last live, chuck it in the comment section. That's true, William. I love me a heater under the desk, dude. I don't know what it is. Look like a Bond villain with a cat. Yes. And when Mr. Bigglesworth is angry. You know what's funny is that I worked with a guy and his last name was Wigglesworth. Yeah, I mean, Wigglesworth. Really? 10C in the fall is very different from 10C in the spring. Yes, yeah. And up here too, though, right? Because 10C in the fall, and you're like, oh no, I know where this is going. 10C in the spring, like, oh, I know where this is going. Bucket spuds are the way forward. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. They're very handy. I had pretty good return this year. I'll show you guys sometime, possibly. A few drams of scotch. Whew. That's one. Ooh, goy. That's one that I have a tough time doing. I can do it in a rusty nail with a bit of Drambuie. That's a good winter drink. Just sits in there and warms you up. But yeah, I haven't developed a taste for scotch. I'm not much of a hard liquor guy. I like to remember what's going on. Oh, Muddy Boots, you're doing all your spuds and buckets as well, eh? Okay. Chrissy Lauren, hey? Well, hello from Leicester. Don't let William, that mod, give you a hard time. What? Marcy? Are you kidding? You're not kidding. You typed it out. That is awesome. John Candy. Rest in peace. Canadian legend. You crashed your bike right outside of his place and he helped clean stones out of your knee. Wow. That is a good claim to fame. John Candy. Ah, oh, man. God, he was funny. Robert Plant lives a few miles from you. Wow. Another Robert Plant story. Oh, John Candy was just Uncle Buck. You remember when he picks up the niece from school and her boyfriend Bugs in the car? He's like, "Oh yeah, what's your last name? Spray," and then drives away. Oh, oh, that was a good movie. It was good times. Good times. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Exactly. Where's your other hand? What's between two pillows? Those aren't pillows. How about those bears? Yeah. Ah, you're going the wrong way. Oh, I'd have to watch that movie again. That was a gooder. Oh, John Candy actually became friends with your dad. Wow. That is pretty cool. It's got to be your claim to fame, Willie. Don't go pulling out your sister's fame. Those aren't pillows. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's 20 people on here. He's, a bunch of you are probably getting ready for bed, right? 9, 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. If you got any other questions or anything, I mean, I've kind of talked micros. I've kind of talked markets. You're out of here, Eli. Thanks so much for popping on, brother. I very, very much appreciate it. You have a wonderful weekend, sir, and we will see you on the next one. Yeah, Clarice, eh? Uncle Buck. Great, great flick. Oh, I get kids getting ready to go to work. It's Friday night. Oh, you want to see the mist, eh? All right. Well, we'll see if I can show you. I moved my little computer desk over here because I thought perhaps there might be better lighting than me sitting over there. We'll see if it ghosts it up for you at all. Should be able to see the door from there. Like, I can see it, but I don't know if you guys can. I don't know. I don't know if that showed up, but yeah, it's like a Scooby-Doo, episode or something. You open the door and the ghostly fog comes rolling in. Plug my computer back in. Rick Moranis. Wow. Why do birds suddenly appear every time? Fathers, brothers, nephews, cousins, roommate. Yeah, I got a bunch of stories like that too. Davey, you going to bed? Have a good one, brother. Liam Payne, ex One Direction, lived in the next street to me. He worked with his dad. Cool. Okay, bye, Clarice. You have a wonderful evening. Marcy, have a wonderful evening. If you're out, who needs dry ice? Okay, did that? Okay, cool. Hey, David Pruitt, right on. Hello from Illinois. Okay, good. The mist, the steam, mist, fog, whatever it is. Ian McClellan is your cousin's godfather. Really, Guru? The other folks on there, honestly, man, for $1 million, I couldn't tell you who any of them are. The Incredible Shrinking Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Want to see a magic trick? No. Oh, it's time for beer, Harold. Okay, bud. Have an awesome one. Have a great weekend. Stay warm out there. Hootie and the Blowfish. All right. Okay, guys. Well, listen, I think we'll wrap her up. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of other questions come in. Thanks a lot for jumping on. For those of you that did and stuck around for a while, I love it. I love the interaction. Love chit chatting with you guys and having some fun. So yeah, if hopefully everybody has a great weekend. I'm off to market tomorrow, so I'll be out of here bright and squirrely in the morning. And then, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing going on Sunday besides doing some more seeding. So, all right, folks. Anyway, enough's enough. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat with you guys on the next one. Bye.